Hello and welcome to the guest on CRTV News. Emergency cases are the daily struggles that represent a major challenge in the lives of every medical professional. And our guest today is the head of an Israeli delegation that came to Cameroon to train some Cameroonian doctors on emergency surgery. He is Dr. Yoram Kluger. Hello and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me here.
So as I want you to give us first for our audience to understand what an emergency surgery is all about. Can you tell us what it is?
Emergency surgery deals with all cases who are coming through the emergency department with acute surgical diseases. It can be either abdominal emergencies, stab wound, gunshot wound, motor vehicle accident, or mass casualty incidents.
So how is it different from the other surgeries we carry out, maybe like a cesarean section and the rest that we carry out in the surgical wards?
Well, we need to differentiate between the elective cases and the emergency cases. Emergency cases need special attention and prompt investigation, and some of them will need prompt surgery. All the other will be admitted and will have further evaluation and maybe later on surgery. But all need acute care and acute attention.
And you're in Cameroon. You chose Cameroon to come train doctors on emergency training, on emergency surgery, I beg your pardon. So why Cameroon and how has it been?
Well, we first initiated the connection with the Israeli embassy in Cameroon. And we decided that we will establish a delegation that will come over and teach the local surgeon in regard to emergency surgery. We first try to evaluate about what is going on in Cameroon in regard to surgery, and then we decided to come over for 3 days to give a seminar to the local surgeons. We are now trying to figure out how we are going to continue with this initiative in education of the Cameroonian surgeon. Hopefully we'll come over again to teach and to establish an emergency surgery system that they have, but it needs to be standardized as it goes all over the world.
And so a training session to end tomorrow?
Yes.
Or it's maybe that's already ended. What can you give us as the balance sheet?
Well, first of all, 3 days is a very short for teaching emergency surgery. I think that this needs to be further investigated and how we are going to deal with it. I think that the Cameroonian surgeons are very proficient, they are very good, but the system is different than in all other world. And this is something that we need to explore, whether our impact is going to change anything in Cameroon. Hopefully this will be bilateral education process, not only unilateral, because in the 3 days that we are here, we already met very good surgeons with a lot of knowledge. We just need now to establish the emergency surgery system as it goes all over the world now.
And what would it take to establish the emergency surgery system?
I think first of all commitment of surgeon to the profession that we call emergency surgery, because really it's a day and night work in the operating theater in the emergency department, and of course allocation of resources in order to establish this prompt investigation that we are all talking about in prompt surgery. Everything needs to be available for the acute cases in this system.
Okay, and it needs to be available for the acute cases, but then is it going to be concentrated in one part of Cameroon or all over Cameroon?
I think that all hospitals in Cameroon needs to engage in this system of emergency surgery in order to improve the outcome of the patient, because we know that the mortality and morbidity of patients who suffer emergency surgical condition, the mortality is about 11 times more than all elective cases altogether. Therefore, if you establish a system for the acute care surgery, you are going to have a great impact on healthcare in Cameroon.
So do they need any special requirements? And how did you select the doctors that are being trained or have been trained? How was the selection done?
Well, first of all, we didn't do the selection here in Cameroon. This was selected by the hospitals that we are giving the seminar in. The selection in Israel was that we took head of departments who have a lot of experience with trauma and acute care surgery, and we brought them over to Cameroon. So this is the way that we would like to learn the system here and then to have an impact on the future of this system.
And do you have any last words to say about the emergency surgery in Cameroon?
First of all, as I said before, I think that the Cameroon surgeons have a lot of experience and we can actually learn from them. So therefore, the next process will be to do a dual educational process, not only unilateral.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yoram, and we hope to have you for more programs on CRTV News.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to mention that this is not the first time the Israeli embassy is distinguishing itself in handling medical training in Cameroon, and that's how we saw it on our guest today. Until we meet again next time, stay tuned to CRTV News.